Hello, everybody. We are back with another Wednesday night live stream and a very special guest here for his first time on the Ant Bandit Wednesday night streams. Please say hello to James.
Hello.
The also known as
The real Lucas McCoy.
not the fake Lucas McCoy, the real
Well,
Lucas.
There's
a whole story behind
lore
this.
to
Yeah,
the line
there's
there.
lore. Yes.
Yeah.
But hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back. It's another Wednesday night. We're building. We're hanging out. We have just a massive behemoth of a set here. Go ahead and lift it up. This is, of course, the UCS Falcon. Now, this is a little bit baity because I feel like I clickbait people into thinking that this is something that I'm building, but this is actually something that you picked up that you're building.
Yes. Well, I've wanted this for a decade.
Yeah, this is a big deal
Ever
for
since
you.
Dana bought it, and then I live streamed his final day. He was like, "I got 3 bags left. You coming over?" And I was like, "I'll be right there."
There it is. Yeah, this is great. This is, of course, the UCS Falcon. This is the newest one, right? So you've already started. We've already made some progress. Did you guys think we were going to be like starting and finishing this? Because that's definitely not happening.
How many hours? Like 7,500 pieces.
It's massive. I mean, show off the. We got to show off the booklet. Like, look how thick that is. Just the binders on this thing.
Pages.
Now, I will say, I don't know if I can like even hold the A-Full license because I've never built this and I have never built the Star Destroyer, anything like as big as this. I have built the Venator, the UCS Venator, and Baradur, but I feel like the UCS Falcon holds a special place for a lot of people as like, you know, it is the badge of honor for a lot of A-Fulls. So this is very excited for you. I'm very excited that you.
Excited. James Nunnally and Jetty were over the other day.
Yep.
And I was like, "Did you guys ever build?" And they both were like,
"Yep,
yeah,
they've built this." Yep. I will be building. Let's see if I can pull this up here. I will be building the Moss Espa pod race here. Here, we'll go to the.
They might be like scaled. Like
they
that might
kind
be
of
what pod racer size would be for this.
You think so?
Maybe.
Like,
I think it's funny that I have this giant thing and you have these tiny little.
Yeah, tiny little micro scale pod racers. I really like this set. I picked this up back in May, I think, and I'm very excited to build it. I know a lot of people think this is kind of overpriced, but I really enjoy this set. I'm excited to have it on display. I mean, this is like the most iconic scene in Phantom Menace in a lot of Star Wars for me.
Did you watch it?
I did for the anniversary. I was very excited to watch it.
Pod racing. It was the updated pod racing scene, the extended scene.
The extended one.
I don't know how I feel about that, but I do love me some pod racing and Duel of the Fates.
As they say, now this.
It's
pod racing. Now this is pod racing.
So
yes.
I don't know if you ever got to play the pod racing arcade game.
I did, yeah. With Yep. That's one of the reasons that I love this set so much. I love pod racing so much.
Yeah.
Let me just check really quick. Let me make sure that we are live. Let me just double check.
Okay.
How is everybody doing tonight? We've got a couple people in here. Let's see if we can.
Like you can see it.
Just confirm. Just make sure. Okay, yeah, we're live. There we go. There we go. Stick Bricks, what's up? We got a few people here. We're hanging out. Yeah, so we are. James is going to be building the UCS Falcon. I don't think you're going to finish this tonight.
Well,
I don't know what your plans are tonight.
I got a pillow and a blanket.
Okay, yeah.
So.
I am going to
we're
finish.
Doing one of those marathon streams.
Oh, man, like a 24-hour Falcon build.
We've been to battle.
No. I know that some people have built the Falcon as fast as they can. I don't know what here. Let's look up.
I have the DeLorean. I got that a few months ago, and I'll probably do that in one sitting.
Nice.
This no. I've already done this I'll do this for like an hour and a half before bed.
Would it make you feel bad if I looked up the world record for how fast someone has built this?
No, please do.
Okay.
I need to know.
I'm curious what the world record. Okay, so the world record, the fastest time to build the Lego Star Wars Millennium Falcon UCS is Ivan Yu from Canada. He did it in 7 hours, 36 minutes, and 37 seconds.
I don't believe I have hit 7 hours yet.
Hey, there's still chance. Yeah, you got to start. Come on, 6. Start building.
I think there's 17.
Nice.
So there's also 4 boxes. Like, let me show you some of this. Let's go over some.
Yeah. Oh, let's bring it out.
So here's the box, which is larger than my torso. I'm not a small man.
Look at that. Huge.
And inside of it, there were
You've got all the bags still in there.
4. I've got those. Those are the ones I'm working on currently.
Nice.
Inside of it were 4 of these boxes,
the design,
which
too,
are
on that.
beautiful, and they say like little Millennium Falcon quotes. She's the fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy.
Love
That's
that.
adorable. So these are very cool looking, but they're like top to bottom. There's 4 boxes, and I opened the first box and was like, oh, okay, and it had bags like 1 through 4, and then it had like 12 and 15. So then I realized, oh, there's no rhyme or reason for
Nope.
which box to start with, which
Nope.
I didn't know of it initially.
That's how it goes.
So
For those who don't know you and might be rewatching this, let's do an intro for you. Tell me. I feel like this is the perfect stream to have you on. It's Star Wars related, and it's
Exactly.
this massive set. Like, tell us a little bit about yourself, and just like what you like to do. How did you come into Lego? For anyone that doesn't know you, tell us a little bit about the real Lucas McCoy.
Well, after the stream is over, my YouTube channel is tagged all over this.
Yep.
So I'm primarily, I do Star Wars costuming. I've done Star Wars costuming since like 2008. I started with a custom Mandalorian costume, and that custom Mandalorian was named Lucas McCoy.
There it is. There it is.
I liked the phrase "the real McCoy" when I was a kid. Like all of my fan fiction was always like characters named McCoy. You know, from
Nice.
like the Hatfields and McCoys. Like it was the which is like a Western.
Yep.
Star Wars is a Western, so I liked McCoy. And then I've had several different kind of McCoy characters, but the one I've played the longest has been Lucas McCoy, who's a Mandalorian.
Nice.
And I have his costume based on my Star Wars Galaxies character, which is like a green Mandalorian.
I love
armor.
it.
And so I played Star Wars Galaxies and then made that armor in 2008. And then the game went offline shortly after that. I'm currently playing Star Wars Galaxies Legends.
Which is so cool that they brought it back.
Yeah.
For people that are still playing that.
And it will
so.
be, in next month, it will be on Legends longer than it was on Live.
Wow.
So
No
it will
way.
have been out longer.
That's crazy.
Post-death of the servers.
That's amazing.
So yeah, a lot of my YouTube channel is actually just like play videos of Star Wars Galaxies Legends, which is a lot of fun because like my original guild from when I played on Live, all of my friends, I would say 95% of our guild is back and playing together.
That's so cool.
You know, 2011 to now, you know, so 13 years later.
Yeah.
And we're all still friends. We all kept in touch, and now we're all playing Galaxies again.
That's so cool.
And we've just, back then it was Fraps was the thing to record.
Fraps?
Yeah, Fraps is what you would record gameplay with. And
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah,
Like,
and you had to you had to pay for nice fraps, or your recording said fraps across the top.
Okay.
So like all of us, the few videos that survived from that era, all say fraps on top
Okay,
of the video.
nice.
But so we all had maybe like 2 play videos from our entire time playing the game, and now we're like getting to make cool content, like narrative content. Guides, you know, how to bounty hunt and like stuff like that.
That's
So
awesome.
we're living it back up on a 20-year-old game.
I love the online friendships that are like that long
Oh, yeah.
lasting, you know, like that's
our guild leader was, you know, in my wedding, you know.
that's
like,
so cool.
He's one of my closest friends.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah, we're
Tanner's here. What's up? He can't stay for long, but nice job on the Falcon, man. That's all this guy right here. That's all you. I feel like people are gonna assume that I'm building the
you know,
Falcon
luckily,
too. So
there are step-by-step instructions. I've actually only had one spot I had to backtrack like several
Nice.
things. I had one of these little Technic like pieces, one of these guys.
Mhm.
I had it in the wrong hole. So
don't you hate that when it's
I had to go back and I had to like and the way that it's so structurally, like I didn't put this thing in anything in my car, and I rode in my car for an hour to get here.
Yeah.
And not a thing moved on this. So
amazing?
Props to Lego,
Yeah.
the engineers.
And you've already got like the main area done. I don't know if we can like.
Oh yeah.
Can we
should.
like
well,
tilt and
do
show?
you want me to bring it over there?
Yeah. Well, here let's do this. We're just gonna go like this, and you can tilt it and show the detail so far.
So you kind of construct
There's
the outer shell of it a little bit, and then you do each room at a time. So the one room is like the chess room here, and then this is like an escape pod room. I don't know what this one is yet.
Nice.
Right there, it's kind of empty. But then this one here, if you pull this open,
Like
it
a cargo
drops-
hold?
Well, it drops the defense.
Oh,
turret,
that's cool.
like,
That's cool.
You know, when they're in Docking Bay 94.
That's awesome.
And they have to defend themselves from stormtroopers. So
That's great.
there's lots of cool little Easter eggs so far. There are 2 variants to this set. There is the, I believe it's the Force Awakens variant, and then the Empire Strikes Back variant. So I will be doing the Empire Strikes Back variant, which is the round radar dish.
That's awesome.
So
I'm not surprised. And you know that's the. I feel like that's the most popular variant that people are going to go with. You know. But yeah, we've got Uma here. Hello, hello. And Tanner asked, "Do you have any UCS sets?" So I'll let you take that first because this is not the first set that you built with UCS.
I have the Slave 1 that I built 2017, I think.
Which is a great one. That is.
And I have that on my channel. I originally posted it to Facebook when I built it, and it did all right. It was a lot of fun. I did it in 5 hours. Just like sat and did it and unboxed it and built the whole thing. That was so fun. And Lego even liked that video on Facebook.
Nice, very cool. Nice.
So I put that on my YouTube channel, and then I just bought the DeLorean from Back to the Future, and I don't think those are called a Ultimate Collector Series though, but they're similar.
It's kind of the same thing, right?
The scale is very similar.
Yeah,
and like the piece, you know, the number
there's
pieces.
not really going to be building another DeLorean. That is the ultimate DeLorean. You know?
Yeah, right. Because it was $160, and then I have the 1989 Batmobile, which I got last year.
Nice.
And that was pretty awesome. And that was a super fun story how I got that.
Yep.
Because I saw you there, right?
Yep. Well, actually, I don't know if I was there for that event. That was the
at the store.
At the store. I don't think I was there. But you were trying to get me there.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I was literally texting you, and then Christopher walks up. Another friend of both of ours, and I was like, "Hey man, what's up?" Because the place I was working for, Level Up Games, who was opening a new store in Johns Creek as Batman. I have a '89 Batman costume.
He does.
Version. And so I was working the store opening, and they had a Batmobile, and they were like, "Well, what could we pay you to come work this event for us?" And I was like, "Don't you guys have that '89 Batmobile on the shelves?"
He's
there?
the negotiator. He negotiated that.
And I was like, I'll take that. And my friend who runs that store, he loved that so much. He was like, "Did I just book a Batman and pay him with Lego, with Batman Legos too?" So
that's cool. Yeah, nothing like being paid in Legos, right?
Yeah, let's just skip the middleman. This is what I'm going to spend it on. Let's be
exactly.
Just give me the thing.
As far as UCS sets that I've built, so I have the UCS Razor Crest over here. Oh, look at this! I've been in this. I've been in that view that entire time. I have the UCS Razor Crest over here on a shelf, and then I have the UCS Vinegar, which both of which I got to review for Beyond the Brick, which was really cool. But beyond that, I really don't have any UCS sets. The one that I'm dying to get is the Y-Wing. I would love to get the UCS Y-Wing.
Did you see the new Interceptor that is?
I did, yeah. That looks great, too.
Because I remember when the first one came out, and it was like the X-Wing and that Interceptor were like the first 2 Ultimate Collector Series.
Yep.
And to see them come back around and do it again,
that was great.
So good.
Yep.
Everyone loves the AT-AT.
That's true. The AT-AT, I would love to get the AT-AT too. That's one
that was really popular.
Retires at the end of this year.
Really?
So everyone, if you want an AT-AT, now is the time to get it.
Yeah, I was going to get the Ecto-1, which is in the same scale as the Batmobile and the DeLorean, and they retired it a month ago.
Ugh.
And this price within 30 minutes was up like $60.
Welcome to the aftermarket.
Yeah, that is. But I got the Batmobile after it was retired as well. So I'm just putting it out into the universe. Like it will be mine.
There you go.
I don't know how, I don't know when, it will be mine.
Do you have the smaller Ecto?
I do have, so I collect for Lego, besides like some Star Wars stuff, I collect movie cars.
Nice.
So I have all the smaller scale, like the Mystery Machine, Batmobile, Ecto-1, DeLorean. So I like those, and then now that they have the larger versions, I was just looking at them and then looking at my wallet, and I was just like, they got me, you know?
Yep.
So I will have them all at some point.
It's a good goal to have. Aubrey is here. What's up, Aubrey? The Ecto-1 is so good, though. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go.
It looks really cool.
Do you think they'll do another version of the Ecto-1 eventually, like that they'll have a re-release?
I think the Ecto-1A from Ghostbusters 2 is the one that's like the super, because it has all the neons on the side, so it's the one that they. I think that's the one they have in that set. The smaller version I have is from the first movie. What I like about the DeLorean a lot is they always come, because there's 3 Back to the Future movies, of course. and they will let you adorn your DeLorean with either the accessories from the first movie, the second movie, or the third movie. And I like the second movie because it flies in that movie.
Yep, you gotta have.
I
the
always go
flying
Mr.
version.
Fusion with the flying tires. Although the white wall Back to the Future 3 tires are very cool with the little time
That's what
circuits on the front.
Is that the one with the smoothie or the what is it? The thing on the back? Not
It's
looks
the
like a
coffee
smoothie
maker.
machine.
It's
Coffee
Mr.
maker. That's what it is.
Mr. Coffee or something. It's Mr. Fusion in the
Mr. Fusion.
Yeah. So
that's a good looking set. That's the DeLorean, and that one also has the drum lacquered silver parts on it too that look really good.
Well, before I had this, that was the one I had set aside to bring
to do on a live stream. I think
like,
this trumps the
100%.
DeLorean a little bit. You know, I like both of them, but
yeah.
Uma's here. I'm back. I was bored. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, if you're joining us, this is James, also known as the real Lucas McCoy, and he is here building his Falcon. It is not my Falcon. He's going on this journey, and we're here bearing witness to this journey happening for us right now.
A portion of it.
A portion of it.
What I'm worried about is that I will leave and it will look very similar to it does right now. You may have the other fin on the front. Maybe that'll be better.
That would be a nice thing. Yeah. I think here's the thing though. Here's the thing about Legos is that you can't you don't want to put the expectation on yourself. Just got to enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
It's the process of it all, you know.
Well, and when I was building the Batmobile, I was recording it and I got the recording started and I sat down and I went through the whole thing for a few hours. I sat there and then I went and looked and I think I only recorded like 25 minutes.
Oh.
So then that became I'm just going to build this for fun.
Yep.
I
just enjoy the process.
I ended up knocking out the end of it and I was watching Smokey and the Bandit.
Nice.
Like, I don't think I've ever watched Smokey and the Bandit in one sitting before. I think I've just seen it here and there.
Yeah.
When I sat and watched Smokey and the Bandit and just built the Batmobile the whole time, I was like, this was great.
There you go.
I didn't have to pretend to talk to people. Like,
Aubrey said, I just got a light kit for this Falcon. Guess I better build it. There we go.
That's cool.
Would you ever put a light kit in in a set? Have you done that?
These engines are very cool. I don't know if we can get it around here.
Yeah, here. We'll go to the back view.
Yeah.
There it is.
So I've seen, of course, at the conventions that we go to, all the BrickCons and everything, they have all those companies that have light kits. And they light that Millennium Falcon up with the engines, and it's tempting. It's
the next stage of getting a giant Lego set is you gotta light it up.
Well, I definitely am gonna get. I'm gonna have to get that IKEA coffee table with the glass top to display this.
There you go.
And then there's the we were looking at some of your acrylic display stands.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to get one of those for my DeLorean because it's flying. So.
It is. It's something that's an interesting dilemma to have these days. When you buy a Lego set, you cannot not think about
aftermarket.
Right. Like what happens after? Where are you going to put it? How is it going to look on display?
Right.
And I think that's interesting. What would be really interesting is if Lego started building furniture displays of their own for sets like this.
Yeah.
Like that would be a really interesting thing for them to get into. Like I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate that.
Where's Lego from? What country again?
Denmark. They are a Danish.
IKEA from?
Swedish.
Okay.
They're Sweden. Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
I just know they have Swedish meatballs, so that's that's what I'm basing that assumption on.
Possibly.
Over the Moon Films is here. Bandit is live. What's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining. It's another Wednesday night live stream. We've been very consistent with these over the last 2 weeks, so I'm happy that people are joining and enjoying these.
You've been not traveling as much. You can actually...
Exactly. Yeah. And I've also been not as busy because I've been working a lot over the last few weeks. And
man. Yeah. Well, so I went vacation at the beginning of July. We had like a beach vacation.
Nice.
So I have been pretty slammed since then.
Yep.
I got to turn my... God.
Turn the page. Let me turn on the AC.
You've been traveling quite a bit recently.
I've been traveling.
Now, I have to ask you something.
Yes.
And I feel bad about asking. I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Throw it out there.
So what happened with the set? I know there was some.
Oh my gosh.
but I haven't heard what happened.
So okay, and
I
this
was
is
so excited to see.
this is great because this video is going to be coming out soon. So we'll tease this for anybody that's watching this.
Nice. We
So
planned this.
yeah, this is totally unplanned. So I went to Chicago, and this was a 12 to 13 hour long drive, and I had not slept very much, like right before the drive, which is always great. But I had been working, and so I had like pulled a really late night the night before. And you're traveling, things move around in the back a little bit, and I had finished my my new aquarium exhibit for the third and the largest. It is going to be the largest aquarium exhibit for display at Brick World Chicago, and made it all the way to the hotel parking lot, opened the trunk, and the one box that decides to slip and fall out was that one, and it spilled and shattered out all over the parking lot. And
when
it was
were there.
I had arrived. I was in the hotel parking lot, and I had made it that far, and then it did not make it. So the good news is, this has a happy ending, is that I've spent literally today, in the last few days, rebuilding it to put out the YouTube video for it. So it is coming very soon to the channel, and I'm excited for people to finally see it.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. So I'm excited. That should be coming out very soon. I've been kind of working on like a ton of different projects all at the same time. So there's kind of a lot going on, but it's also a lot less than I was previously doing, which is nice. Look at this. We've already got the base for the pod racers done. Look at that. Well, I'm also not building like this massive thing.
You know what I like about Star Wars?
I would love to know what you like about Star Wars.
Well, let's start with just one thing. One thing I like about Star Wars is asymmetry. If you'll notice, the Millennium Falcon's cockpit is on one side and not the center. And that's sort of like a running theme through all of Star Wars, including this very Lego set. So I built this other front mandible up here. We call it the mandible. They have two. So I built that last night, and I'm building the second one right now, and it's already so many different pieces that are on the other side, and I love that. Like the attention to detail, and like
it's exciting.
On the actual Falcon, the one that's at Disney, we'll call that the actual Falcon. Have you been?
No.
Oh.
No. This is something I know. I have still not been.
It is an experience.
I feel like that is something that I don't know why I haven't been able to go yet, but I've been meaning to go. I've been dying to go and visit at some point. Virgo is here. Hey guys, I have no Star Wars stuff to build with you. Oh, you can build whatever you want. Jump on in.
What do you got?
What do you got? I know he was. They were building. It was like a Minion set, I believe.
Oh, nice.
A couple weeks ago. So.
You know what I like about Minions? No. Asymmetry.
It's funny because the Falcon is actually more symmetrical than like something like the Outrider. Like you get something like that out there, and
man, I love the Outrider.
Right.
The YT 2400.
Yep.
So they recanonized the YT 2400. It was on Rebels.
Okay.
The named Outrider ship didn't. It appeared in one book, but like.
Wasn't it in Rise of Skywalker too, or?
Oh, probably.
In that final scene?
Probably, yeah. They brought in so many assets that they had, including the Ghost and Mandalorian Gauntlet fighters.
See, I love that you're here tonight, because in the last few streams I've done, it's like a matter of time before I get into talking about Star Wars, but this is just the Star Wars stream. This is just like, we're just going to launch into it, and like I feel like we could spend this entire time just yapping about Star Wars, and it'd be totally fine.
Fine with me.
Like let's get the real Lucas McCoy hot take, Star Wars hot take. I need the hottest take you have.
Can we go like deep? What about like
the deepest
I think
cut
Jaina
Star
Solo
Wars
should
hot
have not
take?
been Force sensitive. I think Jaina Solo would have been a way more interesting character as Han Solo's daughter if she had to learn how to defeat her brother, who became Darth Caedus. I think it would have been interesting.
I
she
love
was trained
this.
by Boba Fett,
I love that you went straight to like expanded universe.
I think, of course. I think it would have been really interesting to have, and I love Jaina as the sort of Jedi. Like, she's a really powerful Jedi.
Spoilers for anyone who cares about expanding universe.
But I think having Boba Fett train Jaina Solo how to kill her brother as a non-Force user would have been really interesting. And plus, you have like the dynamic between her and Jason, like stressed in that. She's always trying to live up to him, and then he turns to the dark side, and she's kind of dealing with that. Like,
see, this is all news to me. I feel like my knowledge about
that's a pretty chill hot take.
I feel like my knowledge about the expanding universe is far more limited.
Well, I don't want a Disney hot take and alienate your audience.
I mean,
and I like 50% of the new stuff.
Let's talk about new Star Wars. Let's talk about Acolyte. I've talked a little bit about Acolyte on this stream before. How do we feel about Acolyte? I don't feel like we've talked about Acolyte at all.
I mean, I like
curious.
some of the episodes.
Okay.
I don't like the type of storytelling that, like, I understand that some characters are unreliable narrators, but like, I don't know if I like the story that's being told to be unreliable. Like, and then representing to me information later on in flashback form. I don't know. I think if something's interesting, show it to me. Don't start. And then well, that's how Star Wars started in episode 4. But I don't know. Yeah, to me it was the back and forth I didn't really connect with. I liked a lot of the characters.
Yep.
Soul was great. Manny's character, the stranger, grew on me a lot.
Yep.
I don't know if I love Cortosis being reinvented, because I know George Lucas had an issue with many lightsaber resistant things. He didn't like. He was like, okay, there's Beskar, and then there's Cortosis, and then there's 3 or 4 different things in the EU that can resist lightsabers.
Interesting.
And I think they were at one point they tried to condense it down and make it fewer things. So now we're building those things back up. So you could have just had him have a Beskar Mandalorian helmet, and
that would have been fine.
That would have been fine.
Right. Yeah.
But shorting out lightsabers was interesting. The fights were great.
The fights were great. I will say I did like the fight choreography.
There were some great cameos in that last episode. There were a good and a light version of. I don't know.
Let me ask you. One of the main criticisms for the Acolyte is the lore breaking. How does it affect the canon?
The bleeding?
Just all of not just that. Well, that
bugs me a little bit, because in the comics, when you introduce the concept of bleeding a lightsaber crystal and just see all the hate and the energy and the intensity of that moment, and to have it be and I was like, oh, so this is a lot quicker on screen, and you could have done a really cool mind-blowing sequence of bleeding that crystal, which is an interesting concept of bleeding a lightsaber crystal and turning it red.
Yep.
So
that was the first one we got in live action.
Yeah.
Right. Before it was the Vader
bleeding
comic.
Crystals, when you turn lightsaber crystals, can only be blue or green or yellow or whatever.
Yep.
There's no red lightsaber
crystals.
Or purple apparently. Though I think there was maybe some. Yeah, those are really rare. They used to be called Electrum crystals, and there were
the purple ones. Were Electrum.
Electrum, and you had to be dark side influenced to use it, and Mace Windu actually uses Vapad as a lightsaber fighting technique, which is the same technique that Darth Maul uses. This
is great. This is like a Star Wars encyclopedia has just opened up for me. This is amazing. Virgo said, hearing expanded universe lore is always fascinating. There you go.
I've missed Jaina Solo so much. And Mara. Yeah. I mean, they brought Jason back as Hera's son, is Jason now.
Very nice.
Ben Skywalker
and Ahsoka.
Ben Solo, and so they reference it a lot. There's a lot of new Disney versions of old characters from the EU. Kyle Katarn's got a couple. Half Kanan Jarrus and half Cassian Andor. You got Kyle Katarn. Cassian even carries around a briar pistol now, on Andor. So
I'm still holding out hope that we'll see a live action Kyle Katarn. That would be amazing to me.
Well, yeah.
TSDO asked, what are your guys' most favorite Star Wars Lego minifigures?
Ooh.
I'll let you. Do you have an answer for that? Your favorite Star Wars Lego minifigure?
Well, one I think is very cool was the first time they ever printed on the arms and legs was the Boba Fett that came with the Cloud City set.
Yes.
He's the one that's like what, $400?
Yep.
Yeah. So that one's a very
much more actually.
I don't own that one, but I think that one's very cool because I remember when that set came out, and I like to claim that I own every Slave 1 that's ever come out.
Nice.
Except for that one.
Nice. Yeah.
I didn't buy that set when it came out, and I should have because it is worth a lot of money now.
Yep. That is a very expensive one. My favorite Lego Star Wars minifigure, that's a really hard one for me to answer. I feel like, I could say something. I think for me, turning the page is such a process here.
Sorry.
It's incredible.
Please continue.
I would probably say it's probably got to be white Proto Boba Fett.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
So
it's always Boba Fett.
Yeah, the story behind Proto Fett, for those who don't know, he was a polybag giveaway at Star Wars Celebration 5.
Boba who?
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
So at Celebration 5, you said?
At Celebration 5, so if you participated in he was a giveaway at a few different other, there was a few other ways to acquire
that's
him.
Sad. I was there and I didn't hear about this because that was the Boba Fett convention. It was my first celebration, and the marketing was all
Boba Fett. Yep.
It was Boba Fett with a V under it, and I was just like, oh yeah, like this is amazing.
I'm still surprised that we were both there.
Yeah.
And, like,
I think Christopher was there too.
Was he?
He told me he'd been to like.
I don't know if he's been to that one. That was
because he doesn't go to a lot of cons. I don't know. Maybe
that was the one in Orlando. I don't know if he went
okay.
to that one. We'll have to ask him. That would be kind of crazy if we were all there. TSD said, I love Boba Fett. He's my favorite.
Me too.
Virgo said, while you two build the Falcon, I'll start on the Technic Electric Mack trash truck. Very nice.
That's
yeah, so the white Boba Fett, you were able to get him a couple different ways, but at Celebration, if you participated in, I don't know if you remember, they had a big Lego Star Wars mural.
Mm-hmm.
And if you did a section of the mural, you were given a poly bag.
Oh.
And the great thing was, so my dad is very much an opportunist. And so at the end of the convention, things are wrapping up, booths are packing up, vendors are packing up to leave. And we were walking around still. And the Lego people are breaking down the mosaic. They're packing it away. And sitting on their table, they had a whole box of these white Boba Fett poly bags.
Oh, wow.
And my dad walks up and he goes, can we have a few of these? And like,
no way.
So we walked up and it was me and my brother and my dad. And they were like, yeah, go for it. And so we reached in and grabbed a handful of these things that are now worth anywhere from $350 to $400 a piece. So I've sold off a lot of the ones that I have. My dad still has a couple of them. I know my brother, I think, still has some too. But
that's so sweet of you to give me one, though.
We didn't even mention it yet on the stream. But
here in front of everyone.
In front of everyone, where I can't say
nice
no. Yeah.
That's so cool, though. I didn't know that was a giveaway from there.
Yeah.
There's some cool giveaway stuff at Star Wars Celebration. Like, there's a mobile game, Galaxy of Heroes.
Galaxy of Heroes.
And every time you stop by the booth, you can like go over and they give them your friend code, and they just like send you all sorts of stuff for it.
Oh, that's cool.
So like when I usually go one day. And I'll do mine, and then I'll call my best friend. I'm like, "What's your friend code again?" And then I go give him his friend code, and
that's nice.
And get his stuff. So,
Aubrey said, "My favorite Star Wars fig is Watto," and I wonder why that is. I wonder if it's because Watto was traded to her, and that's great. I'm glad that Watto is your favorite. Watto is your favorite Star Wars figure. You got a great deal, by the way, on that Watto, and I'm very happy about it. I traded her one of my Wattos, my only Watto, which I will eventually. This is actually funny, Aubrey, that you're here because I have, with you, trading minifigs to you or giving you minifigs. You got my only Lumpy Space Princess from Adventure Time, which I bought a replacement for, like a few days later, and then Watto we traded, and I still need to buy myself a replacement figure of that. So I just find it very funny. But I'm glad that you got Watto. It's a great figure.
What set did Watto come in?
He came in, so there's two versions of Watto. One that came out in, I think it was 2001, I believe, 2000.
Okay.
And it's not a very good looking Watto, but they redid him in 2012 or 13, I believe, is when that version of Watto came out. I can't remember exactly. But it's a really good looking, like, printed version of Watto.
Cool.
His backpacks got jets. He's Boba the Fett.
So I did a
Great
commercial
reference.
for Dragon Con one year.
Oh,
in
no
like,
way?
In like 2009, I did a commercial for Dragon Con. And
To that song.
and a guy brought his Corvette, and in my Mandalorian armor, got to drive a Stingray Corvette
No way.
as I was a Mandalorian, but they, Boba Fett essentially.
Right.
And yeah, and I was just like driving down the end road and drove back, and they filmed it, and it's like as I drove by, it's like my backpack's got you, like
That's
you can
great.
hear something playing it.
I love
And I
that.
was like, it's probably on Dragon Con's YouTube
That's great.
channel.
I'm excited for Dragon Con this year. I don't know, for anyone who doesn't know what Dragon Con is,
Oh man.
because we got a lot of people here who might have never heard of Dragon Con. I was talking to someone today who hadn't heard about Dragon Con. I was like, oh man, and
It's
you
in
live
Atlanta.
kind of near Atlanta?
Yeah.
Wow, this is crazy. For those that don't know, Dragon Con is like the biggest thing that happens every year in Atlanta. One of the biggest. If not the biggest. That's pretty accurate. The biggest thing in Atlanta?
Yeah, I mean,
Outside of major sporting events.
and
Like,
the thing is, they're usually the same weekend.
yep.
Like
It all
They'll
happens.
have like different college level,
Mhm.
one of those bowls, or whatever.
Yep.
Championships. So
Yep.
yeah, they'll have those sometimes in the city, and then there will be Dragon Con the same weekend. And then one year there was a Beyonce concert the same weekend.
that's
so it was
crazy.
3 things, and we were like, "What is happening?"
I can
Like,
imagine the Dragon Con goers and the Beyonce fans
yeah.
clashing in the street,
Well,
like
yeah, the football
running into
the
each
football
other.
People less so, but the Beyonce fans were pretty cool.
that's
Because
funny.
everyone, can you imagine, like, I mean, occasionally it'll happen where someone's just going to like a work conference
Yep.
and they book that hotel that weekend, and then can you imagine like walking into your hotel and,
and
then you're just
seeing
like,
Dragon Con.
what is happening?
Yep. Aubrey said, "I'm sorry you doubted my mini golf skills. I never doubted your mini golf skills, Aubrey." She basically bested everyone in a
Oh.
mini golf tournament and was able to. She won the ability to go into my Lego room and pick any minifig that she wanted, and
Oh
she
my goodness.
chose a very good one. And I'm very happy that she picked one that she wanted. Actually, no. Was it mini golf that you, or she won bowling that weekend too? So she was taking all kinds of victories. But yeah, very excited about Dragon Con. So what are you wearing? You're obviously wearing your Mando.
I mean, possibly. I'll probably do
Possibly.
the parade in my ghost busting at Dragon Con. Doing
Nice.
the parade is really, really fun.
Yep.
Because it just feels
How
like
many
you're
years
in
have you done the
movie.
parade? How many times have you done the parade?
Oh, I mean, I've been going since 2009, so I would say maybe between 10 and 12 times I've done that.
Nice.
I only miss it like every so often when I'm just like can't get up, like because it is Saturday morning, and that means
Yes.
you've been doing Dragon Con for 2 days already. And sometimes
Dragon
I
Con,
cannot.
for those that don't know, it's a massive party. It is like a 4 or 5 day long party, and it definitely is. It's a marathon of fun, nerdy activities constantly. So yeah, you definitely have to pace yourself.
And it's at 5 different hotels in Atlanta, Georgia.
And
And it's just a pop culture con. You will run around with Luke Skywalker and the Old Spice guy, like that, and that's who you run into. And
Yep.
Captain Crunch is there with Neo from the Matrix. Like that's as best as I can explain
Yep.
it to you. It is so
it's
much
wonderful.
fun.
It's wonderful.
But doing the parade as a Ghostbuster is a lot of fun because it feels like you're in the movie.
Oh, I
they
love
have the
that.
Cars, and you're running red lights, so you get to go. Let's run some red lights. Like
That's
the movie.
great. Yeah.
And they're playing the song, and this crowd going Ghostbusters, and like it just feels like you're in the movie, in the climax, and then you go
That's
to
so
go.
great.
Like there's not a lot of franchises or fandoms where you get to yell at a crowd a phrase and they yell and answer
they yell it
back
back.
to you.
Good
Star
call
Wars
and
doesn't have-
response.
Yeah, good call and response. You
Yep.
know, who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
So you
Yeah.
have that like every 50 feet, and you just do that for an hour and go back to bed. You
That's
know?
cool.
Like,
Is there an Atlanta
this is like 8 in the
Ghostbusters
morning.
contention?
Oh yeah, I'm
What's
one of the founding members. Of the
Nice.
Atlanta
There we go. I knew that there was one in Tennessee.
Oh yeah,
and I assume there was
franchises
one
all over the
everywhere.
place. Ghost Corps got started a few years ago in like 2015, 2016, and it manages all of the fan franchises.
Nice.
And it's actually like a run by Sony, I think.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're great with fans. Similarly to Star Wars,
Mhm.
circling back around.
Yeah.
the-
We've been off Star Wars too long. Get back.
it's It's like taking a breath of air.
We gotta find our way back to Star Wars.
But
somehow.
they're great with fans as well. Like Lucasfilm is really, really great with fans. There's so many people who have been fans of Star Wars, and even on a costuming basis, who just now work for the shows or help do events. And I mean, I've made some friends with people just doing the events that I have that work at Lucasfilm.
That's so cool.
Some friends, some acquaintance, but even then, the acquaintance people can reach out sometimes and be like, hey, this thing that you did, this project you worked on, can we talk with the person who did that, or can we use your photo from this?
That's cool.
So it's
you were very well connected in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah,
I'm
in
sure.
a very small corner of the internet, I know a handful of very cool people.
That's great. I love that for you. There's a lot of new Star Wars stuff to be excited for right now too. We've got
the first images from Skeleton Crew just came out today.
That was today. I was going to ask you. I did look up. That prompted me to look up. Actually, I'll put it this way: the Lego Star Wars community has been. This has been a very interesting point of conversation in the Lego Star Wars community, because the Onyx Cinder, which is the ship from the Skeleton Crew, has been available for purchase for ages now. It has been reviewed. I saw it in Target the other day.
Oh wow!
I think
it's not like blocked, like you could.
No,
buy.
you can.
Sometimes they're like, oh,
they're street dates, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes they restrict you, but no, you can pick it up, right now. And it took them until I believe yesterday was when they first publicly revealed it. But it's surprising to me how soon this show comes out, and we've seen next to no publicly available trailers, and I didn't know there was a teaser.
Star Wars marketing has been
wild.
Yeah.
But I looked up I didn't realize that there was a teaser for Skeleton Crew shown to some crowd at a convention.
Oh, is it D23?
It might have been, but I was surprised. I was like, oh, this is interesting. And how come they haven't just put this teaser out?
Yeah.
So
I've heard it's supposedly like Lost in Space and Goonies.
Okay.
In Star Wars.
Okay.
So
it sounds like a lot of it's going to be a lot of kiddos outrunning the Empire, essentially,
like adventuring and
which will be interesting.
I'm excited. I think it looks really cute. There's an Ortolan kid, like a little Max Rebo baby.
Little Max Rebo, yeah.
Love that. I love him on Robot Chicken. Gotta get to the gig, man. He's the one survivor of Jabba's sail barge.
Yeah.
And he's like,
we love Max Rebo.
Man.
The Max Rebo minifigure is very expensive and
he's
rare.
He's also incorrect because he has feet.
Oh, this is true. Yeah.
Which we only found out
through the
a
minifigure.
Year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Pablo Hidalgo, I think, posted the real image of Max Rebo, and it was like, what? He's playing the keyboard with his feet?
With his feet?
Yeah.
TSD said, I don't own much Star Wars Lego, mostly some from 2002, 2008, which were passed down to me. Do you recommend any sets I should get? Without a doubt, since they're amazing. That is a very loaded question. So we can talk about the Falcon. I will say,
this is the one that,
I would say, here's the thing about Lego Star Wars, though. It depends. All of it depends on your price point and what you're interested in, displaying, what you have the display room
do you
for.
like ships or you like characters? The little helmets.
The helmets are great.
Price point's great, and they're so cool, and they fit on the bookshelf. The helmets are good. The Bausch one's really good.
Yep.
I have the Rex and the Boba one currently.
Nice,
I might get the Bausch one.
I have the Mando one right up there on the Mando shrine.
This is the way.
What if I were going to recommend a Star Wars set without a doubt? The number one. That's a really hard question. I would say if I was going to recommend one set. Man, it would probably be like an X-wing or something.
Yeah,
something kind of something that hits all of the, or even just the Falcon from Rise of Skywalker is a really good version of the Falcon. I really like that one.
Well, I like those Slave One sets because it has that cool piloting position. The wings and the stabilizers for Slave One are always super interesting. The way different designers do those,
right?
And then the different weapons that fire on them. So.
It all depends on what you like, I think. There's no right answer to that, So I would say, for example, I'm not a big collector of the UCS sets, so I don't really collect a whole lot of them. But those might be what you like. So Virgo said, I think I'll be buying that TIE Fighter X-Wing Fighter combo from the Rebuild the Galaxy. Yes, that's a really interesting set. Have you seen this one with the the ugly, and it can, you can change out the wings. It's a really interesting set.
Cool.
I am very excited for that droid, that red and yellow droid. I am very excited about. It's basically a McDonald's droid.
Do Lego people like what's the new show that's coming out? The Lego Star Wars show, and it's got like the Dark Side Millennium Falcon.
The Rebuild the Galaxy. Well,
yeah.
It's not out yet, so we don't know
Right.
like really what people's how they're gonna react. I'd say the reaction's been pretty positive, just because of them bringing all the classic stuff in with Jedi Bob.
I don't know what that is.
So Jedi Bob, the lore. This is a really interesting like that they brought him back for this. MJ Bailey is here. Sorry I'm late. No problem. Welcome to the stream. We're building the Falcon here with James, the real Lucas McCoy. I'm not building the Falcon. I'm building the Mos Espa pod race here, as you can see. Jedi Bob. So the original 2002 Republic gunship set.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, the original 2000, the one from Attack of the Clones. Essentially, at the time for that set, they had not switched over to like flesh-colored characters like these.
Right.
With it was still yellow characters.
You know why they did that?
Harry Potter, I believe.
Lando Calrissian. Was the first like skin tone printed or skin tone Lego minifigure, and after that they were like, I guess we can make other skin tone.
I thought it was Harry Potter, but I could be wrong.
No, because that was way before that. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, Lando Calrissian. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The Jedi. So they put a character in the Republic gunship with a bunch of clones and some droids, and it's just basically a very normal looking Jedi, kind of a smile on his face with a beard, and on the box it just says Jedi. And so to the fans, he became known as Jedi Bob because he's just an ordinary guy just making his way in the galaxy.
So the fans named him.
The fans named him. And so now it's come full circle to where
so he's like a meme.
He's become a meme character essentially. And Bobby Moynihan is playing him in the Rebuild the Galaxy. And they're also re-releasing him in the Jedi Bob Starfighter set. So, yes, it's come full circle. He's a fan favorite. Everybody loves Jedi Bob. And to the point where there was no purpose for him to become a very expensive minifigure, but he's become a very expensive and pricey minifigure to acquire just because people like him. So, great figure. I don't own Jedi Bob. But I am excited to get the Starfighter that releases tomorrow.
Wow.
Bobby is the best. Amazing choice. Yes, I'm very glad that they picked Bobby Moynihan. I mean, his name is Bob, and he's playing Jedi Bob. It's perfect. I can't remember, Aubrey. Maybe you can tell me when the Rebuild the Galaxy special comes out. I can't remember when it does, but I am excited for that. The Dark Falcon is very interesting. Have you seen all the minifigures that come in that one?
Oh, yeah.
It comes with like redeemed Jedi Vader.
Jedi, like Vader in white. So there was this thing in the comics called Infinities, which is like Star Wars What If.
Yep.
And so they had a Vader redeemed in that one, and then and everybody loves, I guess, everybody on the internet loves Darth Jar Jar.
Everybody loves Darth Jar Jar.
So
I was gonna say.
That one. He's in that set too, or is part of the Falcon?
He is. Yeah,
okay.
He's in the Falcon set. Yep.
Cool.
Just great. I probably won't end up picking up the Falcon. I'm doing all of this research right now because I'm like, tomorrow is release day. It is we're right on the cusp of all of the August sets coming out, and they've been seen at a lot of different targets, and you can kind of go and hunt for them right now. Like I know that the Onyx Cinder has been available for ages, and it's kind of funny that it's finally been revealed, but yeah, I'm excited to pick up a few sets tomorrow. I'm probably gonna get what I'm very excited about is Cal Kestis. So back to Star Wars. I almost went somewhere else, but it's like we need a meter of like how far we get away from Star Wars conversation, the Star Wars stream. But they're releasing a Star Destroyer that comes with Cal Kestis as the special minifig. So for the 25th anniversary, I did.
I've not played the second one.
Okay, I 100% of the first one, but I did not fully play.
The first one. I decided I don't really like platformers.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of jumping and sliding on ice and stuff. A lot of sliding.
Lots
and
of sliding.
I don't suck at video games. Like I played video games most of my life.
That's what you say to yourself at night is like, I don't suck at video. I don't suck at video.
Yeah, well, my channel used to be called The Real McCoy Sucks at Video Games.
Oh, okay.
But then occasionally
you had to change it when you got good.
Well, now I stopped doing it because I was like, actually, I'm not bad at a couple.
You're pretty good actually.
That I like post on YouTube. I'm not bad at these. Like I got really good at Battlefront 2.
Nice.
So then I was like, I need to change the name of these because I am wrecking these guys on this game. Like,
I love Battlefront 2.
So
all versions of Battlefront 2 I have enjoyed.
Yep.
Not the microtransactions upon the first release, but
right. And then they
fixed it though. They fixed it. Yeah. I know some people are kind of bringing it back in some ways, still playing it. So.
I loved that game.
Me too.
So good.
Are you excited for Star Wars Outlaws?
We'll give it a shot. I am looking forward to it because in those games they tend to allow a lot of customization.
Yep.
So I'm kind of betting there's going to be some armored variant of that character
nice.
that I will like.
I watched some gameplay earlier today of it, and I was like, the person who was presenting it, it was early gameplay. They were saying that it's essentially like Han Solo simulator. Like you play as Han Solo the entire time, essentially. Like the gameplay feels like you're playing Han Solo.
See, but here, I would like to play Han Solo.
Right, not Kay Vest or whatever her name is.
We keep coming up with these, like, I mean, I like some of the new characters.
Sure.
But, like, we never got, like, I like Mando a lot. Din Djarin is so cool. But you look at like the concept art for Din Djarin, and you look at who his partners are, and you look at the early concept for those, and Gina Carano's character as
what's her name?
So, but anyway, she was drawn as Dengar, like, and then there's an IG droid, so that's IG-88. So it's just Boba and Dengar and IG-88 palling around, doing bounty hunter stuff.
That's great.
And I'm like, boy, I really would have liked that. And, And now, Boba's back. And I love the Mando. Like, Din Djarin's so cool, but I'm just like,
it would have been great to get those
I don't
characters.
know why they didn't just make that. And now we have an Outlaws game. Like, I don't know why we don't just have a Han Solo video game.
Bricks in Action is here. Hello, Bricks in Action. Loved your space BTS. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mid-September is when it comes out. Okay, very nice. So not too far away for Rebuild the Galaxy. Favorite phase of Clone Troopers?
Oh, phase 2.
Phase 2, very quick.
Well, I like Rex's phase 2 helmet because he literally. This is why Captain Rex is great. And I have a Captain Rex costume also.
He does.
That was when we met.
We met through Captain Rex.
Yeah. So Rex is so cool because he literally cuts the T-visor off of his phase 1 helmet and welds it onto his phase 2 helmet.
Yep.
Which is against regulations. But he's Captain Rex, so he just does it anyway.
He does whatever he wants, yeah.
I love that.
That helmet, I wish that there were more of those, it's the perfect blend of Phase 1 and Phase 2.
It's really cool.
I definitely, for a long time, I lean towards Phase 1 just because I really like the fin, like how pronounced it is on the head. I really like that.
Yeah.
Very... Exactly, Rocketeer. Exactly, it looks like the Rocketeer. Yeah,
I will have that one day.
Yes,
I want that jetpack so bad. I have the helmet at my house.
Nice. Yeah. I am trying. I still haven't done any work on my my cosplay for Dragon Con. I want to do a cosplay of the Rocketeer for Dragon Con, but I don't have that much time, so it might not happen this year. We'll see. But anyways, yeah, I really like Phase 1. Phase 2, of course, is great. It's but I think Captain Rex definitely blends those the best way.
I had like a negative reaction to clones when I first saw them because I knew what was coming. Not like I don't like, but I was just like, I know those are all bad guys.
Right. Yeah.
All those, they're going to kill all those Jedi, Like when I first, I was such an Empire fanboy when I grew up. And then I watched Order 66 happen. And ever since then, I'm like,
changed.
I was radicalized as a child by Order 66. Now I'm like
scarred. Where were you when Order 66 happened?
Like But I was such an Empire fanboy before that. So yeah, when the clones first came out, I was like, I don't like the clones.
Right. And
then,
now look at you.
well, and then I find out Rex, one of the good ones.
Yep.
So that really worked out well.
There you go. I definitely, you know, I've always enjoyed the clones, but I don't know. I have always liked the look of the Empire as well.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Phase 2 clones are definitely the peak of the design, you know, and Stormtroopers are like, you know, as far as their armor goes, you know, it goes downhill. But it's still classic. You know, you gotta love Stormtroopers.
Well, and I read the other day, they were like, because it looks like a skull.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, yeah. It's crazy how I learn new things about Star Wars all the time.
Yep. Even years later.
Even as literally...
Bricks in Action asked, Aunt Beta, what set are you building? Oh, dang. Look at that.
There we go.
Can we see it in the... Yeah, you can see it. Very nice. When did you get that?
I was on vacation in 2018.
Nice. I am building the Mos Espa pod race diorama with the Sebulba and Anakin's pod racer. Yeah, this is a great set. I've had this for a while, unbuilt, just been waiting for a good time to build it, and I figured it's Star Wars night. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's jump into it. So,
did you catch in what show was that? It was on Obi-Wan Kenobi, the show, and they were talking about with Bunta coming up, and
I did.
And then suddenly everyone's like brains unraveled out of their ears, and they're like, the Bunta Eve Classic. Bunta is a holiday, you know, like that's why they were celebrating with the Bunta Eve race. Like we have Eve, the Eve of Bunta.
The Eve of Bunta.
And everyone's just like, oh, it's a holiday. Like
it's new lore.
Yeah, and it was just like something that they added 20 years later, but it made so much sense, and you're like, oh, right.
It's great.
That's brilliant. Love it.
I'm already making mistakes on this. Let's see. What have I done here?
Do you hear that thud?
That's the size of
That's the book.
This is what happens every time I get into building something on stream, and I'm like, what am I even doing here?
Who are you guys' top 5 favorite Star Wars characters? I'm so glad you asked.
Oh, that's all you. That's all you. Well, I figure out what I've done here.
This is hard to answer, honestly, because like I feel like Anakin Darth Vader has to be on the list. He's not at the top, but like I love that character, and I love watching him in all different parts of his story. Now, if we're talking about like my personal favorite, like what I, would write fan fiction about when I was a kid.
I fixed it.
Boba Fett, obviously. Ahsoka Tano, who grew on me since the Clone Wars started. Like, if you would have told me when I was growing, when I was a teenager, when Clone Wars came out, that Ahsoka Tano was going to be one of my favorite characters, I would not have believed you.
I think she grew on a lot of people, though. Like that was,
and she is awesome. Like, I love Ahsoka Tano. So yeah, Boba, Ahsoka. I've got them here in my app.
Nice.
In the Galaxy of Adventure or Galaxy of Heroes. Yeah.
That's
Han
great.
Solo, probably. Who would you add to the list?
To top 5?
Yeah.
So my all-time favorite character, he's still up there on this list. I don't know if he's all-time favorite anymore. Was Kenobi. And
it's a good choice.
I still think Obi-Wan is a great character.
But original or like Ewan McGregor?
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
Though I will say, and
I love Alec Guinness.
Love Alec Guinness as well. I was not the Kenobi show was not my favorite.
No, yeah. Apparently, there's a re-edit that someone did.
I've heard of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have like a link to it.
Okay, you should send it to me. Yeah, please do.
But there was another version.
It's like a fix, right? It like condenses the show.
Movie. They had done the same thing for Book of Boba Fett, which I also think was a mess.
Yep.
That probably would have benefited from being like a 2-hour movie.
Yes.
And then Topher Grace from that 70s show is like well known for re-editing.
Oh, no way.
Like just for fun.
That's
in Hollywood,
cool.
He will do re-edits.
What did he
So he re-edited the prequels into one movie. and it's like made the rounds around Hollywood.
Topher Grace
Yeah.
of That 70s Show
No,
did that. What?
That 70 Show has
That's wild.
re-edited the prequels into one
That's such a
really
random.
coherent, tight, 3.5-hour movie.
Yeah.
And it's apparently great. So I'd like
That's
to watch
cool.
that. But yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi, I agree, was disappointing.
I had such high hopes, and I
wanted it to be depressed Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes.
Just wandering around the
sad
desert.
boy on
And
Tatooine.
we got that with Andor.
Mm-hmm.
That was the tone I wanted for Obi-Wan.
Andor was incredible, though.
And instead, Andor was so good.
Andor still is my favorite Star Wars
Instead,
Wars
we got,
show.
A lot of slow speed chases. Like, golly, I missed you. Oopsie.
It was the gate that bothered me. Do you remember that? That
they
the
go walk
Obi-Wan?
around?
Yeah, he like
Here's
disables the gate.
An additional layer to that. the gate device that would have deactivated it or whatever.
Yeah.
From the distance it was to the camera, you could see the 3D print lines.
Oh no.
Like just clear as day. And all of us like Star Wars prop people, we call Star Wars costuming and prop making the hobby of sanding. Because so many people 3D print their
Speaking of
pieces.
sand, look at all this. Look at how beautiful that is, the texture.
Getting
Also,
ready to
Aubrey said
celebrate Bunta.
Aubrey likes Kenobi. If you like something that is totally fine. Like I think,
I'm cool on it.
I typically am very like when it comes to Marvel and Star Wars, I always err on the side of I'm just gonna either to have fun and enjoy things. And I think only in the last year have I become very cynical when it comes to like things that I watch, like Star Wars. The Acolyte was not my favorite. Kenobi wasn't my favorite.
Yeah.
The new season of Mando, season 3
was rough.
It was not my favorite
But
either.
Season 1 and 2 are amazing.
Right.
And then
Yes.
Andor
Love those.
Is like
Yep.
chef's kiss. The tone, the storytelling.
Andor, I can't talk highly enough about.
Like-
It is so good.
Like when they're one way. I'm like
Yep.
I'm like standing
prison
by the room,
break.
like I could put my head through the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I'm very excited to see more of Andor. Bricks in Action. Sorry, got to go. When will your next stream be? It will be next Wednesday. So before you go, make sure to like the stream, and thanks for stopping by. Next Wednesday is a very special day because it's my birthday.
happy birthday.
Thank
early
you.
Birthday.
And so I'm planning on doing some kind of a birthday hangout stream. I don't know who might be here. It might just be me building some sets on my birthday. So hopefully some sets that I have been putting off for a long time. So I'll do a little bit of a birthday stream, and it'll be next Wednesday at around 7 o'clock Eastern. So today we started around like 7:30, but usually we get started at like 7 Eastern. So come and hang out. Thanks for stopping by, and Wednesday nights. Happy early birthday. Thank you, Virgo. Aubrey said she didn't finish Mando 3. Oh, man. Yeah.
Well, there's some really cool moments in it. My tattoo
There are
would
some
be a
really
hint for one of them. I recommend you watching it. And I love Bo-Katan. And she was great.
Bo-Katan is
on
great.
Clone Wars.
Katie Sackhoff
Katie
is
Sackhoff is so great.
We love Katie Sackhoff.
And the crazy thing about being a Mandalorian fan and being as deep into Mandalorian lore as I have been since I was a teenager, and now it's like the biggest show ever on TV. And it just, one time I told someone, it feels like I picked a winning horse race before the horse was even born, like 20 years
You've
ago.
invested all your time into this already.
It's like my thing that I used to define my personality in my adult life. And now it's the biggest, most favorite thing on the internet.
That's so cool.
And people used to just call me like Transformer and Power Ranger, and everyone's like, "What's up, Mando?" And I'm like,
Nice.
solid. Like,
nice.
That feels good.
That's so cool.
Because I've been wearing that costume for 15 years.
Wow.
And now everyone knows what a Mandalorian is.
That's great.
So, thank you, Jon Favreau.
Yeah. I would say my, Din Djarin is definitely
He's great.
a great character.
Yeah.
I would love to see.
I think he should be Mandalore.
Yes.
I think he is the adventure around, make best friends wherever he goes. And
He's
I
a
love
space
Bo-Katan.
cowboy. He's a space
Bo-Katan
cowboy.
has already been Mandalore. I think it would have been fine to have another character do it. Like she had her shot, kind of.
Right.
Everyone got killed. Like, they glassed the whole planet and everyone died.
Mm-hmm.
And I am excited to see where they go. But I think it was a missed opportunity to have, like, because now, like, what was Din's growth? What was he becoming?
The show definitely became way more about Bo-Katan.
Right.
But
which they could have just called that Mandalorian season 4
right.
Book of Bo-Katan.
Book of Bo-Katan. There you go.
That. And I would have tuned in because I love her.
Yep.
You know, we didn't have a Bo-Katan action figure for a decade.
No way.
Not
even during
the
Clone
entire
Wars?
Clone Wars run, when they finally did the Siege of Mandalore and then put her on the TV show, then we had Bo-Katan. But we did not have any Bo-Katan figures for like the entire run of Clone Wars. It was a shame. Or even through Rebels.
That's crazy. MJ, you missed a few of my chats. I'm sorry. I'm just focused on building and talking about Star Wars. My bad. Let's see. Oh, we need to talk about the new Hulk big figure, more specifically his
building like 50 of those.
His hairpiece. Okay, well that was, yes, we did build a lot of Hulks. We had a Hulk stream the other day.
A Hulk off.
Me and Aaron. But he's talking about the Hulk big fig, which I actually haven't seen, so I'm not sure what's wrong with his hair. Yeah, you'll have to. What's the deal with that, MJ? I'm not sure. Top 5 favorite Star Wars characters. This is a good one to talk about because I know you play Fortnite as well.
Yeah, I do.
Are you thinking of building the Lego Fortnite sets? Absolutely. I am so excited about the Fortnite sets. I'm a big Fortnite nerd right now. I tell everybody I'm in my trashy Fortnite era because
do not apologize.
Okay, I'm not apologizing, but
it is also one of the best Star Wars games out there.
Nice, yeah.
There's not a lot of multiplayer Star Wars games out there.
This is true.
You can just like be Boba Fett and hang out with Rey and Han Solo.
Yep.
And Chrysanthemum, and you can do that in Fortnite.
It's great. I've been really enjoying playing with my buddy Ross, aka Mr. Saurus. He and I.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say, do you have Jack
Sparrow?
Yet?
I don't have Jack Sparrow yet, but
my child and I were working on him today.
Nice. I need to. I definitely go through phases where I like get very productive, and I'm like, I need to uninstall Fortnite. So currently, Fortnite is uninstalled because I've been productive in the last 2 days. So I gotta, resist the call of Fortnite. But Lego Fortnite, I'm very, very excited about. Oh, speaking of, I feel like we manifested him, Mr. Aaron Crumbly.
There he is.
The Crumble Master.
Yeah, the party bus looks cool.
Yeah, party bus is amazing.
I posted a teaser today for a horror character that we were working on. And my child watched it, and he said it scared him. He was like, that video kind of made me cry. So I literally had to get on. I was like, you want to play Fortnite for a minute, buddy? And
it's the fix, right?
So on my lunch break, I had to play Fortnite with my kid for 40 minutes.
Nice.
He was like, I don't know, it just kind of made me sad.
Nice.
It's a jump scare. So I felt bad.
You're a great dad.
Thanks.
Doing what you got to do. Hey, I definitely have enjoyed I think it's cool that you can you play with him too. That's a great thing to do with your son. So I am very excited about Fortnite. Have you seen the Peely Bone? What are your thoughts on Peely Bone?
I love Peely. There's this montage of all the Peely cinematic trailers that you can watch. I have a friend who wants to cosplay Peely at Dragon Con.
Nice.
I'm like, that's so great.
I gotta grab the stickers
for
this pod racer here. We're working on Anakin's pod racer right now, while James is tackling the UCS Falcon, or part of it. Looks like the mandible.
Yeah, this will be the second mandible. Will be going on in just a second, and I will try not to embarrass us all.
You're doing great. I
love Fortnite.
Have mixed feelings about the Peely. The Peely definitely looks very cursed to me. Like the I probably will not end up getting Peely, but that battle bus though, I know Ross, my friend Ross, is like, I'm gonna get multiple of those, and I'm like, maybe I should too. I feel like it's gonna definitely go up in value as a very popular set later on down the line too. And the value, $100 or $100, it's like around $100 for 9 figures is wild. That is unheard of in as far as value goes. So yeah, very, very good value for the set. Virgo, gotta go, guys. I'm not sure if you're still here. It's been great. I'll see you guys next week. Gonna like the stream, of course. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by, Virgo. Always good to see you. MJ said, so with Hulk, his hairpiece is super loose. it comes off so easy. So I'm thinking of adding super glue. Very interesting. Yeah, I haven't heard of this being an issue. That's interesting to me. TSD 0, I'm off. It's really late. Have a good stream. Thanks. Appreciate you stopping by. Have a good rest of your evening. And yeah, come join us next week.
What was your favorite Fortnite season?
So I've come in and out of Fortnite in different seasons that have you know, been around. I really enjoyed the heist season.
Oh, I love that season.
Yeah, chapter 2, or I think it was chapter 2.
When I first got into it with the yacht, and then Deadpool was like one of their first kind of licensed characters.
The shark base. Yeah, I really like that.
That was awesome. You could like
fly into it. I really like that.
And then the helicopter was right there.
Yep.
I would immediately get in the helicopter and just
helicopters were great.
Helicopter blade people to death.
Yep. What about you? What is some of your favorite seasons?
The Marvel season was particularly good.
I did not play the Marvel season.
So good. And
I'm excited for the new one.
Characters on the map, you know, that you got to interact with. And then the Hunters season, which had the Mandalorian boss, and they had parts of Tatooine. Were really cool. There was also that really weird mechanic where you could like tremors travel under the sand, which was kind of fun.
That was cool.
I like that one.
I really like the airship. I forget what season that one was in, but really like that one. Yeah, I definitely have been playing the most Fortnite I have ever played in the last few weeks. And it's been fun. I'm enjoying it. I feel like I definitely get very sweaty when I play. Like I'm like not physically sweaty. No, I'm just, you know,
I've been
drenched.
Informed about what this means.
Yes, I'm a Fortnite sweat, so I definitely.
I played with you one time.
Yeah, we did. We played one time. What was that like for you?
I didn't have a particularly good game. And then I think you were like, "All right, I'm going to bed." I was like, "Oh no."
That wasn't. No, I think I had to go for some other reason, but yeah, no, it was. We should get together and play some more at some point. It's fun. But yeah, I enjoy Fortnite. Are you gonna get the Fortnite sets? Do you think you'll buy some of the Fortnite Lego sets?
Probably not.
Gonna be still building on this Falcon by then.
Working on this Falcon probably.
Next season is gonna be Marvel. Yep, that's what I'm excited about. So I missed the first Marvel season. So I'm excited to get another chance to do all the Marvel stuff. Yeah, the next season is Marvels. We've already got Magneto in. As of this season,
his
which
power
is
really cool.
And they are a great counter to the cars in the game as well. So his
do you
Magneto
like the cars?
I do. I really
think they're
enjoy.
Fun. I also understand that they're like gonna be gone. Like,
right.
You know, so just
right. There were a lot of people upset with Fortnite and like, you know, the state of it. Also, let's take a pause here. There's Anakin's pod racer.
For more pieces.
Okay, cool. We've got the pod racer finished here, and it's gonna attach. Can't really see how it attaches. Okay, we haven't got there yet. Everyone gets upset whenever a new season comes out.
Yeah, Ninja hates it. He's like, I'm never playing.
Yeah, I'm never playing.
I don't like the cars.
And like the thing about Fortnite is like it's all gonna change in like 2 months, you know. So I enjoy it for what it is, and also I used to play a lot of Smash Brothers, and the meta was always changing every month, and you know whenever there was an update, and so. You gotta adapt. You gotta adapt and have fun. Adapt, overcome. Let's see here. I'm gonna move some of these pieces out of the way. What if we get Dr. Doom skin with an edit style with RDJ's face? We already have Dr. Doom in Fortnite. He's talking about an edit style with Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, we haven't even talked about Robert Downey Jr. at all. That was wild. Well,
he's not in Star Wars.
He's not in Star Wars, right? We gotta always get back to Star Wars. I am on bag 5.
Sorry, I've reached the point where I'm at my third beast that is not here in this pile, so I'm like I'm missing this.
Oh, you're good. This is one set. The Falcon is one set that you definitely want to make sure you have everything laid out for you. But yeah, we had that is so crazy to me that we have Doctor Doom.
I'm interested. My interest is piqued.
Your interest is piqued.
Yeah, and I think that was the point.
They definitely. I think what I've seen a few different polls where people have stated, they think it's the wrong move, or why is it, they don't really get the whole multiverse thing. We'll ask the people here watching. We've got a few people who are watching. Mm-hmm. What do you think? I wish I could do a poll or something like that. Put in the chat. Let's do thumbs up for we like Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. Thumbs down for we don't like him, or I don't know, like a shrug face if you don't care or you're waiting to find out.
Who's Robert Downey Jr.?
Who is Robert Downey Jr. anyways? What are your thoughts on the matter? Like, what do you think about it?
I'm excited. I think it's interesting. Doctor Doom is my favorite Marvel villain.
Nice. Okay.
So,
cool. So you have a lot of investment in this.
So like I know it was one of those things. I was like, I was interested to hear whoever they were gonna pick.
Right.
Because I thought the Nip Tuck guy from the first Fantastic Four movie did all right.
Yeah.
That was cool.
He did good.
On a lot of the decisions and the casting in that movie, in those movies, were good. Those movies just weren't great.
Right.
Cloud Galactus was a terrible decision.
Yep. Which it looks like they are remedying that in the next.
Did you see the
I did.
leak of the trailer? Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
And Pedro is, I am interested to see that. I like him. I think maybe they're gonna overuse him eventually, but I sure like him. So.
I am very interested to see how this iteration of Doctor Doom and the Fantastic Four all plays out. Mm-hmm. It's very clearly different, and so part of me is very attached to like my expectations for the Fantastic Four, and I think a lot of that comes from not just the comics but the last movies. Like,
did you see the bad one?
Fan Four Stick.
Yeah.
Fan Four Stick. Yes.
I finally watched it last year.
Really? What did you think about it?
Because when I do photo editing, you're just sitting at the computer
for
hours at a time, and you're like, whatever will
distract you from the horrors.
This other monitor,
yeah,
and make me like think like
stimulation.
Yeah, something. Yep. So I watched it, and it's really Doctor Doom is like the most egregious part of that movie, really.
Yeah, it's awful. That is a movie of all time for sure. I think one thing that they really nailed in the original movies was the casting. Mm-hmm. And for me, so far, I feel like nothing has beaten the casting for that original Fantastic Four. Mm-hmm. And I am very excited for almost all of the cast for the next movie.
Do you watch The Bear?
I did watch The Bear. I'm very excited.
We got Cousin.
We got Cousin in there.
Yeah.
And also Eddie from Stranger Things is playing Human Torch.
All around. Wins all around.
I will say I'm in the camp of why is Pedro here? I am in that camp.
Okay.
Here's
fair.
Here's the thing. Reed Richards, scientist extraordinaire. Mm-hmm. He's kind of awkward. Yeah. He's a genius.
Yeah.
Pedro is an actor with range, and I get it.
And he's charismatic.
He's charismatic.
Super handsome.
But here's the thing. Pedro is a cowboy. He's a good-looking, charismatic, kind of like, playboy type of guy who's
dim-witted and handsome.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to pair Pedro's like past roles with how does this translate to Reed Richards, but I'm sure he'll do fine. I'm excited regardless, Pedro is daddy, said Aubrey. Yeah, thank you. Bad. Pedro is daddy, but Reed Richards, not daddy.
No, definitely not.
Oh, here we go. We've got the mandible going on. I'm just observing right now. Here we got to go wide for this. So we're going to go to the wide shot.
Right, there's that piece. And then...
There it is.
That wrist there.
Click it on. Look at this. You have visible progress done tonight.
Yeah. It looks like the guy from the movie.
Very nice. I know that ship. That's the fastest Uncle Johnny in the galaxy. 12 parsecs.
12 parsecs.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Not me.
Not me. Yeah, no, I'm very excited. I love the Fantastic Four, and I love Pedro. I'm just, oh man, I'm excited, but I am nervous. I'm nervous. Interested to see how they do Galactus.
Yeah.
He kind of, from what I saw in the teaser, which I didn't see the full leaked footage from Comic-Con, but he kind of looked a little bit like a Transformer to me.
I wonder if he's going to be a Celestial.
Oh.
You know?
That's not a bad... I haven't heard that.
Which they just came out, and they said the Celestials are adamantium.
What?
So that's like why adamantium is so rare, is because it's like the material that the Celestials are made from.
Is that comic accurate, or is that new for the MCU?
No, that's new
Huh.
for the MCU.
Interesting. I mean, it makes sense.
Bailey says, I'm going to head out. Before I go, I'm thinking of doing a stop motion of Captain America, Sam Wilson versus Red Hulk.
Nice.
Love some Red Hulk.
Love that. Good luck on your stop motion.
Harrison
Thanks for
Ford,
stopping by.
who seems to be having a lot of fun with his new role.
Yes. Yeah.
Thanks, MJ Bailey.
Hope you have a good rest of your evening. Thanks for stopping by. We're at an hour and 21. I'd say we probably go for another 20 or 30 minutes here, and then we'll wrap things up around here.
I'm not done.
I gotta be in for the long haul. I didn't even know when I turned on the stream it was gonna be that long. But yeah, I am. I'm interested to see Harrison Ford as well. I'm excited to see him in as Red Hulk.
Love him.
There's a lot to look forward to with Marvel. I mean, we haven't even talked about Deadpool and Wolverine. We're so far away from Star Wars at this point.
Can we? I feel like it just came out. Are we?
We can. You know what? Here, I'll tell you exactly what I loved. I loved when that character did that one thing at that one point in the movie, and then that other character showed up and did another thing.
What about those three characters?
Oh, those three characters?
I was a big fan of the second one of that three.
Oh, yes.
From back in the day.
From back in the day. Yeah, it was a cameo from that one actor.
Yep.
That was definitely one of my favorite moments.
Looking better than me.
No spoilers. No spoilers. We're not putting any spoilers out here. Trust me.
You know what we should talk about? Star Wars.
We should talk about Star Wars. Yeah, we should talk about Star Wars. We've already talked about Skeleton Crew. We talked about Acolyte. What else is there in the Star Wars world right now to talk about?
A little bit.
Talked about Andor. Outlaws. We talked a little bit about Outlaws. I'm excited for that. Do you think that Kathleen Kennedy is ruining Star Wars?
I think Star Wars is suffering on some degree from the same thing that Marvel was suffering with, which hopefully Marvel is going to right the ship.
Yep.
I like Dave Filoni a lot.
We love Dave Filoni.
But here's the thing about Kathleen
See, Pedro Pascal is daddy. Dave Filoni is daddy as well.
Dave
Filoni is daddy.
Dave Filoni's the best.
We could also we can move away from the negativity.
Kathleen Kennedy produced some of the most amazing films of the last 30 years, right?
Let me ask you this. For you, as a lifelong fan of Star Wars, why do you love Star Wars? What do you love about Star Wars? Give me the
transports you to another place. There's the hero come from nothing that becomes the most important, most powerful person in the galaxy. That's very appealing. Good versus evil. Armor is cool. So yeah,
armor is cool.
That is a gigantic question. But
I know, it's almost as if it would occupy another 30
time.
minutes of
Sure
discussion.
I'm
joking.
Well, what got me into Star Wars initially was the Shadows of the Empire series. Which
Nice.
came out in,
That's great.
95, 96. And it was a marketing and publishing push where they challenged themselves to promote as if there were a movie, but didn't
Love
have
that.
a movie. So it was the story of, essentially the story in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So it's Boba Fett taking Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt. It was the Rebellion, gaining power again to go and discovering there was a second Death Star. It was Luke Skywalker kind of battling with what he had just gone through with Darth Vader and learning that it was his father. So Shadows of the Empire was very cool. And I got a Boba Fett 2-pack action figure, which was Boba and IG 88, and came with a piece of a comic.
Nice.
From the Shadows of the Empire series, and I was just like, tractor beam, suck me right in. You know?
That's great. I love that.
What was your first Star
My
Wars?
first Star Wars?
Like, thing that you were obsessed with? Like
Oh, man.
Toy or story or...
So, you're going to hate me for this. I don't know if I've shared this before with you, but I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of Star Wars growing up. I was prevented from enjoying these things by loving parents who wanted to, preserve my what they thought was best. So a lot of the Star Wars as they were coming out, and my dad was the reason that I'm into Star Wars because he was a big Star Wars fan too. But he would go and see the movies, and I'd be like, I want to go see the movies in theaters, and he was like, you're not old enough, it's too much for you. So I watched the original trilogy. And I remember watching them on VHS. And then as Star Wars Mania and Phantom Menace came out, I was enjoying the toys and all of everything except for the movie, which is wild. And, I was still obsessed with everything. I remember, again, if my dad is watching this, I hope he's not, but I still remember playing.
Mine might be.
He might be. But I still remember playing the game. I've told the story on the stream before. I can't remember. What's the game where you're in the sewers and you're walking around shooting stormtroopers? You probably played this game.
Dark Forces?
Dark Forces.
Yeah.
That's Dark Forces, right?
Alcatraz.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I played that game.
I have that costume.
Nice.
I have Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2, Alcatraz lightsaber.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I played that game and...
With the Dianoga that are jumping out
yep,
at you?
they're jumping out at you.
They
So
just re-released it.
I need to play it.
It's really good.
I need to play it. So I played that game, and again, my parents were great. This is, no shade against them.
Abuse. No.
So they were very against violence growing up, and so I convinced them. I thought I was so smart as a kid. I don't think I could had them convinced. Stormtroopers are robots. They're totally robots under there.
That's so smart.
And so I thought I was playing this game shooting stormtroopers with blasters in the sewers, and I was like, don't worry, it's not violent.
Well,
they're
that's
not.
why they made the droids.
Exactly.
The battle
Yeah,
droids.
they're all droids.
So
it doesn't
that
matter.
You have less of a moral dilemma about that
Exactly.
very issue.
Exactly. So I thought I was very smart. I don't think I had them fooled, but
That's
they let
pretty
me
smart.
play that. So
Well, think about it. Like look at the Foot Clan from Ninja Turtles.
Right.
In some depictions of them,
They're robots.
ninjas, and some they're robots. 'Cause
Yep.
You have that moral ambiguity of like, oh, they're just robots.
it makes it easier for people to slaughter them in mass. Yeah.
That's funny though.
Anyways, yeah. So I had a very I always loved Star Wars growing up though, and I definitely enjoyed it with my family. As I got older, and my parents felt I was old enough to enjoy it.
You're old enough now.
Yeah, I still have never seen Star Wars actually.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
You know what? I think you're ready.
Geez, what a small set, said Broken Bone Bricks. Yeah, we had to get a really small one. It's almost as if it doesn't take up the entire table here in front of us. There it is. Yeah.
I need a lot of space.
Space wizards are too persuasive for young minds. Yes, they are indeed. Anyways, yeah, that was my experience growing up. But I as I got older, I was very into a lot of my connection through Star Wars came through the video games, and it was
same.
like Racer, Star Wars Racer, the Pod Racer,
Good.
and
Games. Jedi
X-Wing,
Academy,
Rogue
X-Wing.
Squadron, Jedi Academy,
You play
all of
X-Wing
those.
Alliance?
X-Wing Alliance, yeah,
Loved it.
yep.
They
X-Wing
had
Alliance.
They had a fire spray in X-Wing Alliance.
They did.
They
They did.
Drasta, piloted by Iman Azami.
Yep.
Here's what's great about all that stuff. Did you ever play the X-Wing tabletop game?
Yes.
So they
Is
needed
it-
pilots for all these ships, and they had an Iman Azami
No way.
pilot variant for that ship.
That's
and his
cool.
little art card, he had the Twi'lek painted on the
Yeah,
side of the
yeah.
fire spray. So they had that on his art card. Yeah, they would pull from some of the eventually the TIE the assault gunboat from
Yep.
TIE Fighter made its way to X-Wing.
Love that.
A lot of the ships from Star Wars Galaxies made it in, like the Stick Fighter, the Hut Fighter. Those were metal motor ships apparently. But yeah,
Wow.
all those old video games got sucked into X-Wing because they needed ships.
That's great. I need to get the remaster or remake or the Switch versions of some of these games because I know they put
Honestly,
Racer in a couple of them.
They're not great. The
Okay.
Aspire Switch ones, because the controls aren't great. The PC ports are good. The Switch ones, I have not. Like I got the Jedi Outcasts for the Switch, and I went to little Karen on the Aspire post about it, and I was like, these controls are incredibly disorienting. I'm super disappointed.
Oh no!
You know, I was
Well,
like,
you saved me some money.
and
There you
they were
go.
like, oh, we're sorry you didn't have a good experience.
Broken Bone. I think it's like 5 credits. I think. Yeah. How much was it? Like $10? He said. Yeah. This was. Yeah. I think.
Fun?
Yeah. This $10. You know, like there are a few polybags that are a little bit more expensive than this one,
Traded a
but.
guy
Any
down for
criticisms? This is an interesting
Straight
question.
up.
Connected said, any criticisms for the Falcon so far in the build process? Criticisms. Have you enjoyed 100% of this process? Do you have any criticisms you want to share?
I think, I've really enjoyed it so far. I mean, the scale of it is really, you get lost sometimes. Like you have some of the longer, like big connects or what
Like the Technic beams?
the Technic pieces, Connect pieces. Oh my
Connects.
God.
Good. Close enough.
Jeez.
Get off this stream right now.
Brought my Mega Blocks over. No, so some of the big those pieces they have so many pieces, like little things that go into them,
Technic
and
is
then,
hard,
like,
yeah.
Technic, it's hard to visualize. I feel like I lose it.
I built a Technic set on
What's that,
stream last.
phobia, whatever, you know.
Oh
and you
yeah,
just,
the
like,
fear of holes. Fear of
you can't have that when you live when you
No.
work on this set.
I built a Technic set on stream last week, and I struggled. Like, if you just want to watch me struggle, you can go back and watch it. But I was having a real hard time with that, and it's one of the reasons I don't really build exclusively Technic sets.
Yeah, but I've had a good time. I've only had to backtrack one time so far.
Nice.
So that's pretty good.
Nice.
Which is funny because I'll build some sets occasionally from like not Bricklink. It's the
Rebrickable.
Rebrickable, yeah. So I'll build some of those occasionally, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, I've been building Lego my entire life. I know I don't suck at this. Why am I having trouble? And then I'm like, oh right, fans made this.
Yep.
Like,
Rebrickable can be
a lot of them are
challenging.
very good, but I'm just like, why am I being gaslit by these instructions?
Yeah. I've struggled through many Rebrickable instructions as well. It's just some of them are very easy to follow. Some of them are very challenging.
I got a turtle van.
Nice.
Set I need to source the bricks for.
Oh,
Excited for
nice.
that.
Who was the
So it's gonna go
designer?
with I don't know off the top of my head. I bought it. It was like $7 or something. I forget how much.
Nice.
But it was highly it was recommended. Tyler recommended it.
Very nice.
Tyler's on. But
He comes by every once in a while.
yeah, he recommended it. Got to try that one out.
Do you have any of the turtle sets?
I do not.
Nice.
So but I like the movie cars, so I'm gonna get that one. I think.
Nice. Yeah, that's one thing that I did not really collect any of when it was out, and but I really like the sets themselves. They're really great play sets. They have the
Turtle stuff.
The turtle stuff, yeah.
From the movies or
From the shows and the movies, like
Oh, okay.
I think the sets are great. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking some up the other day, and they have some from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird because they had a tractor trailer set from
Yeah.
the movie, and I was like, why?
Yep.
You know, it's like I feel like we phoned this in a little bit, guys.
Yeah. We're approaching the end of Sebulba's racer here,
Sebulba.
and it's looking really good. I really like these small, these little mini builds for the racers. One of the big criticisms for this set that people were saying were that this is essentially like a poly bag, but I don't know. I really like the designs of these. I feel like they're more complex than poly bags.
Did you see that big Sebulba model? Is that BrickCon?
I did. Yeah.
I love that one.
I think that was built by brickwars.net. I believe he was the one who built it.
Well, it was really cool.
Really, really great. How are these attaching to this?
Make your own custom pod racer to go with it.
Yeah.
Fun. What's the creator's name? She will take like just random sets together and smash them together and make stuff on Instagram.
I have no idea.
Well, anyway, she She took 2 sets together. One of them was like an Easter set, and one of them was something else. And she made like a robot, like a mech.
Oh, that's
cool. It
was
so cool. And I was like, oh man, you could do this with just pull out stuff. I was like, I'm gonna make pod racers out of this stuff.
Nice.
That'd be fun.
Aubrey said it's worse when you screw up Technic. It's so hard to take apart. Yes, absolutely. That's the hardest thing is, mistakes are a whole lot more costly.
There's not one of these for that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I had to backtrack on when I had to go back 35 pages to a previous day's build. And I was like, it was one of these right here. See these little Technic pieces, and to take that, I had to take this whole section off, take the top and the bottom off, then get in there, and it was just it was involved. I did not record that part.
Connected asked opinions on the Rancor price. Rancors do be way too expensive. That's my opinion on that.
Which Rancor?
There is only one Lego Rancor, and it is very expensive. It only came in one set.
Oh.
And
was it the Jabba's Palace?
Jabba's Palace. Yeah. And it is, I think you can get them for like $100 maybe.
Oh, wow.
I know the fingers themselves are worth like $40 just for the fingers because they're exclusive and they come apart and break very easily. So they are hard to come by these days, especially when it's a retired set like that.
When you were at Star Wars Celebration, did you get a picture with Roxy?
With the giant Rancor? I believe I did. Yeah.
Love the Roxy Rancor.
I didn't know her name was Roxy.
Yeah, Roxy the Rancor. She's my girlfriend.
Nice. Broken asked, sorry to get a bit controversial. What do you think about the casting of Doctor Doom? By the way, I think it's garbage, but I'm a big fan of him in the comics, but they can make it cool. I don't know. We did talk about this a little bit earlier. I think both of us, correct me if I'm wrong, James, but cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
Cautiously optimistic.
I think it's a big swing, and I think everyone involved has a lot of talent, and I trust Robert Downey Jr. I don't think he needs the money. I think he's doing it because it's really interesting.
Yeah, I don't think he would come back if it wasn't pretty cool.
Yeah, I think they've told him an idea, and he's like, So, yeah, I'm interested. My interest is piqued.
It will be exciting to see play out. Very interested to see if they'll mention Kang,
or if they'll just off-screen kill him off.
Right.
I mean, Scott Lang took care of him.
Yeah,
in that terrible movie.
They did say in one of them, I think it was in Loki, in the new season of Loki, where it was like, a Kang variant lost control or something like that. But he got taken care of,
Oh wow, okay.
I'm
trying to get through that.
The new Loki.
Yeah, I'm trying to get through it. I thought season 1 was fine, so I'm trying to get through season 2.
I think it's good. Yeah. I enjoyed Loki. Some great acting, and Tom Hiddleston is fantastic.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
And it definitely plays into what I feel like, the overall story right now with all the multiverse, time travel, and everything. Look at that. We got Sebulba. Very cool. Very cool. Dorian Brickchin is a pretty good builder. I don't know who that is, but good for him or them. We're going to attach this on here. I'm almost done with this, I believe. Do you think they'll recast Kang? No.
I think they're just done with it.
Yeah. So for a lot of people who don't know about what happened, the actor for Kang got into some trouble, putting it lightly.
Domestic issues.
And was pretty much just fired from everything, which it sounds like it's worked out better that way. And I think it would be interesting though if they did recast. Like I don't even know who would you recast like Kang to like. They've done that in the past where Rhodey was recast and a couple other characters. I think a lot of people. Bruce Banner was recast.
Mm-hmm. They've had to do it with Thunderbolt Ross.
Thunderbolt Ross, yep.
You know, they just came out and said too. They were like, the Thunderbolts are not named after Thunderbolt Ross. I'm like, well then what? What
Wait, they're not?
After, then? What are you talking about?
That's
which
interesting.
I love William Hurt. That broke my
yes.
heart.
Yeah,
love
yeah.
him. Big fan of him for years. So his passing is really, really heartbreaking, and that character was very cool. That character from Incredible Hulk. And then they referenced it in the trailer. He says, "Still getting used to the new look."
Still getting used to. Yeah, I caught that too. I am excited to see Harrison. I will put it this way, and you know I think Harrison's great. It's great to see him like you know he got up on stage at Comic-Con and let out a big roar. I thought that was pretty cool. I am interested to see what they do with his character post this movie. If his character will continue on in the MCU, because any character or any actor who's getting up there, you know, is, you know, any role they take on is like, well, you know, what's this gonna do for them physically? You know, like how are they gonna be able to keep on going? And look at that, we've got our first panel. Anyways. Harrison's getting old, you know. I'm excited to.
He's playing into stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be careful.
He's got to be careful.
Treasure.
And when I'm that old, I don't know. You know, I'd love to be able to be strong enough to be acting in all these kind of movies, but I might take it easy when I get that old. You know, he's definitely built differently.
I like old man Harrison quite a bit because he just seems like he's so appreciative for a lot of the stuff he's got to go through. Did you see Dial of Destiny?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
I thought it was much better than the last one.
Yes.
So
better than Kingdom of Crystal Skull. Connected asked, do you think the price tag for the Pod Racer diorama is worth it, especially compared to the other diorama sets? So we can talk about that a little bit. We're not done with it yet, but this is what we're at so far. I really like this. So I will say this is definitely the worst deal when it comes to price for one of the diorama sets. This, if you didn't know, it cost, I think it's $80 for this set. And looking at, you know, everything that's here, that's a lot for a smaller set. But I will say, I don't know. I looked at this and I was like, I really like this, and I really like pod racers, and I definitely am. I don't think that it's a very great price, but you know, if you like something and it's cool to you, then yeah.
What year did that come out?
This year. It came out earlier this year. So
I'm trying my hardest to not do this, like.
Yeah,
like
to count the studs.
Count the studs.
Hey, you do what you got to do over there. That's okay with me. I've been building Lego all my whole life, and I still count the studs.
I feel like my breaks have been more lengthy than yours.
Oh, you're good. No. I do it faster these days than I used to counting studs, but I still do it.
So what's a Star Wars Lego set you haven't seen yet, but that you would?
Oh, good question.
To see.
Oh man, that doesn't exist in any form.
Yet.
In any form, like they've never made a version of it.
Yes.
Ooh, that's great. Oh.
And the chat too. What's
Lego has been very brave with their pricing lately. Yes, agreed.
Oh,
Aubrey.
dude, the X Jet from X.
The X Jet. Ooh,
I heard
travesty.
Like, and I'm looking at it and going, where's the piece count?
Where's the price? Where's this come from? Yeah.
Here?
Yeah, I don't know. They're preying on people like me who look at thing and like I look at this and I'm like, ooh, pod racers, yeah. So I wouldn't recommend people buy this, but hey, I'm gonna buy it. Let's see. What's one set that I think they haven't made that I would like to see? I mean, we've already said it, I think, once in the stream. I would love to see an Outrider. I would love to see an Outrider. We got our first E-Wing this year. That was cool.
So I follow a guy on Instagram who models and 3D prints 3/4 or 3 3/4 figure scale playset ships that don't exist already. So he did a Moldy Crow.
Oh, nice.
The Dark Forces games.
Yeah.
And you can put the little Kyle Katarn figure in it.
That's cool.
And so that one.
Yeah, that would be great. I would say not. This is not a ship, but a set that I think is long overdue. Dexter's Diner. Oh, wow. Give me Dexter's Diner in Lego form. Where is Dexter's Diner? I want to make that scene. I want to get that set, or even I would say
that's a sentence I've never heard before. You know what? We need more of.
We need more Dex. Where's I need the waiter robot. I need
your pocketbook.
Your pocketbook.
Oh.
We love Dexter. Dexter's great, right? We got even the hey. I love the deleted scene with Dexter.
What's his species called?
Ponkrell
is one of
Ponkrell. Oh, I should know
forearms.
this. Yeah, forearm guys.
Yeah.
Forearms. Yeah, Dexter's Diner would be cool, and I think that would be a fun.
I didn't. If you gave me 100 guesses, I would have never said. Bet this guy wants to build Dexter's
I would love
Diner.
Dexter's. I would love that. Like, here's the thing. You know, one of the things that I look at when I think about sets that I would want to is I think about what could I use in the display, and having more civilian ships and civilian characters is something that I love. Like aliens. Special molded characters, to me, that is what that's what I appreciate. So yeah.
Did you get the when Battlefront 2 came out and they released Inferno Squad?
Yeah.
That was a cool set.
Ooh, yeah, we haven't gotten that ship either. That would be a cool ship to get. The what is it called? The Inferno Squad ship.
Oh, yeah. So
it's like the special infiltrator.
Speaking of X-Wing, they worked with Fantasy Flight when that game came out, and when the ship was announced for the game, they came out with the fig.
Oh,
and
that's
it was
cool.
like one of the big 3-base large ships that you could get.
Aubrey said the Zelda set is outrageous. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But
Did you get it?
I haven't bought it yet, but I will. I will be getting it for sure. That's another thing. It's like they got me, with Zelda. They got
me too, but this took me a long time.
Yeah.
So I feel you.
Maybe I'll wait on Zelda. Maybe I should wait on Zelda and get it when it's more affordably priced. But yeah, it's been a crazy year for sets. I found all of the new Sonic sets and I bought all of those. I got all the new Animal Crossing sets. I got all of those. I've been buying stuff left and right, and I'm on a spree. But it's my birthday month, so
There you
money
go.
money doesn't count. It doesn't count on your birthday month. Just treating myself. Treat yourself. No, the prices are definitely crazy these days for these sets. I don't know. What about you? What would you what set or ship or is something that you would want to see that you would buy, that you would like? Could be any scale. You could get like another UCS scale. You could get something play scale, something that they haven't done.
Yeah, I mean, besides the Moldy Crow, which would be really cool, but very niche. I like ships a lot, so that would be good.
Dexter's Diner.
Dexter's Diner.
Pocketbook.
A UCS series Darth Maul Interceptor.
Ooh, yeah.
What does he call that?
The Infiltrator?
The Infiltrator. Sorry. No, there's a name for it too, but it escapes me.
I have the smaller ship version of it.
Well, I love that ship, and having a large version of that would be very, very cool. Lego. Yes, Lindolf the Gray.
Hello. Welcome to the stream. Connected said a play scale Nebulon B frigate.
Absolutely.
That would be cool.
I saw one of those at a BrickCon a while back.
Yeah, we got a smaller Nebulon B, but we didn't get the full size Nebulon B yet, or a larger Nebulon B. That would be cool. We are getting a UCS Jabba sail barge this year.
Oh wow!
Which is going to be really interesting.
You know what that's named?
Oh, I don't actually.
The Katana.
The Katana.
That's what it's named.
Interesting.
Officially.
I did not know that. piece of Star Wars lore for you there. Exclusive here on the Ant
I
Bandit
like
stream.
ship names, and I also like movie characters' real full names. Martin Seamus McFly Jr.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. That's news to me. Seamus is a surprise.
Sorry, not Junior. Martin Seamus McFly, and then Seamus, because his ancestor was Seamus in the third movie.
Oh yeah.
That. And then there's Henry Walton Jones Jr. And then God, what is Emmett Lee Brown? Dr. Emmett Lee Brown.
Nice.
So I just like
Lee.
I don't know a lot of things, but that information won't leave my brain.
Isn't that funny how just all of this this works in your brain, or you one day you learn something and that's not leaving, like that's going to be around for the rest of your life. You'll be on your deathbed thinking Emmett Lee Brown. I definitely have a lot of nerd knowledge downloaded that would not be useful in any other context. That's sticking around for a long time. That's staying.
So I'm at a step that I do not remember there being an instruction for, but I see it later, so I'm adding it now. So that's
nice.
That's
there you go.
working.
Bricksmith is here. How's it going, Julian? Good to see you. I'm close to done here. We're
I'm
this is
done too.
Oh yeah, you too. That's amazing.
Wow, we did it.
I was like, all the people who think they're really funny and on like time lapses, they'll comment, "You're such a fast builder." I'm like, yeah, that's me building in real time right there.
So what was your first like recorded build? What was the first
my
thing
first
that you
recorded build
dedicated to? You were like, I'm gonna film this.
First recorded build ever?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. It would probably have been something for work, like that I got commissioned to do. I know the first ever paid gig I ever got to do for Lego was a Star Wars gig.
Okay.
Which was really cool.
For May the 4th, or?
It was for a campaign that was essentially a bunch of stories from Star Wars that were retellings of like major events, but they were told by kids. So it was a really fun like format. It was really.
On YouTube?
It was on YouTube. Yep.
Okay.
I have a bunch of them.
Like Forces of Destiny, or?
Because
those were kind of retellings, but that was animated.
It was basically like if you took like a movie and you had a kid narrator come in and talk about like give their fun take on it. Yeah. So
watch out for Darth Vader, he'll get you.
kind of, but
because I love her.
What was that?
Get you. Like there was another
Forces of Destiny?
interview. I don't think it was that. They interviewed this girl. It was like a viral YouTube video years ago, and she was like summarizing Star Wars. She was like 5 or something. She goes,
"Oh,
watch
nice.
out for Darth Vader, he'll get you." And I was just like,
I haven't seen that.
Nailed it.
That's great.
She understands
That's the entirety of Star Wars right there.
Gotta figure it
out. Yeah, no, I had a lot of fun doing that.
So which one specifically did you recreate?
So I did the scene from Rogue One of the Tantive escaping.
Okay.
It's called Escape from Scarif.
Uh-huh.
And then I did the Death Star hallway swing with Luke and Leia. So
cool.
I'll send these to you. Yeah, they're on my channel. I'll have to find them for you.
That's really cool.
But yeah, they're really cool. That was my first ever paid animation for Lego. So I think that counts. That was probably my first one that I did. But yeah, I have officially reached the end of this. Here, let's look at we'll show off the final build here. I was just making sure I had all my pieces. I love this set. I know it's expensive. I know it's overpriced, but this is cool, right? Look at that. We'll do the full camera. Look how pretty this is. I like the angle of them. Yeah, it's just a nice display piece. No. Yeah. Loft Studios is here. What's up, Loft Studios? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. We just we're kind of wrapping this up.
Ooh, that's I have 600 pages left.
Oh no, yeah. Look at the size here. For those who haven't
Let's
seen,
bring this over here.
look at the size of this instruction manual. Let's show off for people who.
Use this instruction book.
I want people to see here. We've shown off mine. Let's show off a little bit of like what you've done so far.
Okay.
I'm gonna put this down here.
So, the last 2 days I've been working on the mandibles, which are the front
All of
sections,
these.
the pointy parts, which they years ago, well a few years ago, an artist friend of mine named Jeff Carlisle, he did some concept art of the reason why the Millennium Falcon was shaped this way.
Yeah.
And it was basically because it's a cargo.
Because it has the cargo that fits in the middle of it.
In the middle of the mandibles.
And it grabs it.
And the fuselage here, for the cockpit would be on the side, and you could see around the cargo. So.
That's cool. I love that.
And we're gonna pretend that was the plan all along.
12 parsecs. That's how long it took him to build this. Finished it in 12 parsecs.
You're not wrong.
But we're gonna go ahead. We'll wrap up here. This is probably a good stopping point. Thank you guys for joining and hanging out. And thank you for joining us tonight, James. We made a lot of progress on our builds. We got to see a section of the UCS Falcon being built. So if you guys don't know, we're doing this every Wednesday night. We're just hanging out, building some Lego. Might be doing some animation, some stop motion in the future. Next week is going to be a big one. It's a birthday stream. And so we're going to be doing something and building something, having some kind of a celebration. So come and hang out every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we'll let you.
I will be posting a video of this full build when I'm done with it on my YouTube channel. You can find it via the link here in the description and the caption. Thank you for doing that. So I'll be posting that when I'm done with it.
If you guys haven't already, go make sure and follow James at The Real Lucas McCoy. He does some awesome Star Wars stuff, cosplay stuff, all kinds of cool Lego stuff now these days. So
Dragon Con music videos and gaming. So
all kinds of stuff.
Like Star Wars.
But yeah, here we'll get our. This is how we do our. You're new to this stream, so.
Oh, I've heard about this.
You've gotta, you gotta do the sign off. All right, so we maintain the sign off as it goes full all the way through. Yeah, so you gotta, exactly. There we go. That's tonight. All right. So thank you everybody for joining. See you next week. We'll see you later. Wait, hang on.
I forget what this is from.
I gotta do this. There we go. Bye everybody.
The Clampets.